Congressman Jim Clyburn, the Assistant Democratic Leader on the House side. Congressman, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
I want you to hear what Mitch McConnell said about the president yesterday. Take a listen.
But after years of discussions and months of negotiations, I have little question that as long as this president is in the Oval Office, a real solution is probably unattainable.
He obviously is laying this impasse squarely on the doorstep of Barack Obama. What do you think, and can a deal get done?
Well, first of all, I think that Senator McConnell has made it very clear where he stands in this issue. He has said before, more than once, that he sees his #1 job to make sure that this president is not reelected. So it's all about the president not having a success. Now, if you are going to allow your politics to dictate the future of this country in terms of paying its debts, that's one thing. If you really believe that the country should honor its obligations, that's another. So I think that Senator McConnell is on his politics to get in the way of what should be the good policy of this country.
Let me ask you about a couple of other House members who have been getting a lot of the attention over the last several days. John Boehner insists he has a good relationship with his #2, Eric Cantor, but there's been a lot made about the divide there. And in today's Washington Post, I don't know if you saw it, Congressman, but Dana Milbank wrote that Cantor has been answering calls for compromise with contempt. In your view, is Eric Cantor at least part of the problem?
Well, I don't know which one is the problem, but I know this. If they've got a good relationship, I don't want to see a bad one. The facts seem to be very clear to me that this team, the speaker and the leader on the Republican side, cannot seem to get on the same page. We saw Mr. Cantor in all of our hearings, our meetings with the Biden committee. He really walked away on the day of our scheduled last meeting. And he seemed to kick it up to Mr. Boehner. Mr. Boehner stayed around, and then near the end, he decided to walk away and said maybe we ought to go back and look at what the Biden committee did.
So let me ask you the question I just asked Senator Sanders, if I can, Congressman, because if you have this divide not just between Republicans and Democrats, but within the Republican leadership, and you have, frankly, senior citizens out there wondering if their Social Security checks are going to be in the mail, what do you do? How does this deal get done?
Well, I think that we'll have to all be adults here. If what I saw in the media reports this morning is an indication, then we got a real problem. Because it seems as if the president can't seem to figure out whether he's dealing with the speaker or the leader. They need to get themselves together, and I really believe we can get some. There's a real big problem here inside the Republican conference, and nobody on the Democratic side should be held responsible for that. We're all together on the Democratic side. We want to get this thing done. We want to put skin in the game, and we seem to be getting pushback on every front from the Republican side. And that is a real big problem. Somebody ought to be speaking for the Republican Party on this issue.
Congressman Jim Clyburn, thank you so much for being here this morning.